So the reason why you have to kind of look out to that is that Sowore is in Nigeria. And I believe there are tens of thousands of people who actually reasons like him. It is their right to express that. And it is actually a moral thing for you to join them. The only reason why this is not going to work is because a lot of you are still going to be drowning in your fear. But he's right. You know that. You could die on that unmotorable road. Okay? Then you will die at a protest. You can die inside your own house, where different kinds of criminals that have now emerged from this economic hardship and open display of corruption in Nigeria, they could come into your house where you are just thinking about your life or now how you want to get your life all together. And they are there to take whatever you have. And if you don't have it, they can kill you inside that place, right? And it's even worse, right? You do not even need to travel on the road before you can get kidnapped. We've seen instances where people are kidnapped and their children in their own homes. And ransom had to be paid to get them free. So yes, you are likely going to go to your farm and get killed and never return home than you will get killed at a protest. So you see, this whole thing that they are appealing to is your fear. And I quite understand that the only reason why your fear will be more powerful than your hunger and your stolen and the mortgage future, that whole decision is yours. If you are willing to collect money from the people that turned you into a beggar, okay, to collect 1,000, 2,000 naira from them, in order to make sure that those who wanted you to stop begging for such money, those who want to make sure that you are never going to be available to them anymore, your life is never going to be the same way that you will be available to collect money to go and counter something good. So I think you should just know that. And here is what their police IG had to say. They said they will be professional. They are not going to stop you from protesting again. It
is important I address an issue of urgent national importance, which appears to have gained some momentum, particularly on the social media in the past few weeks. Some groups of people, self-appointed crusaders and influencers, have been strategizing and mobilizing potential protesters to unleash terror in the land under the guise of replicating the recent Kenya protest, the Beku. While the force acknowledges the right to peaceful protest as enshrined in our constitution, we must ensure that these protests do not snowball into violence or disorder. As a nation, we have had more than our fair share of violent protests, which with rather dastardly consequences. The last NSAS protest led to wanton destruction of public assets, including police stations, courts, transport infrastructure, and loss of several lives. Tales of sorrow, tears, and blood followed what was supposedly intended to be a well-intentioned exercise. Rather than to lead to any positive outcome, NSAS merely aggravated crime rates and insecurity in several parts of the country. Indeed, we are yet to fully recover from the huge economic losses and deep-seated psychological and emotional trauma inflicted upon our people by this protest.
Nuisance, Lele. But at least he said it's your right. And they will ensure that it's protected. But our party, as usual, has something to say before I add my comments. Listen.
The right to protest is constitutional. Nobody is opposing the right to protest. And I think that the Nigerian government should not oppose the right to protest. What the Nigerian government can oppose is the resolve to impose chaos on the state. People going about on Twitter saying Tinubu must go, Nigeria must collapse. Now, that's not protest. That is bordering on the grounds of an attempt to mobilize anarchy. Now, the protest, as proposed, is supposed to take place from August 1 to August 10. And they have called it Days of Rage. There is no responsible government that will sit down, fold its arms, and allow people to say they are going to impose rage on the country. And we must know, we must all realize that the state has a responsibility to prevent chaos, to prevent anarchy. Whoever is in power, whether it's Tinubu or is anybody else, there's a state, qua state, that has a responsibility to make sure that this space called Nigeria remains at peace. Number two is the fact that we should understand the contemporary context. The people who have been referring to, okay, in 2012, there was a protest in Ojota. In 2014, President Tinubu said this. All of that was not in the context of violence. They were giving people designer T-shirts. They were preparing pepper soup for people at Ojota Motor Park. Okay, that was what happened at that time. NSAS came later. Okay, NSAS had its own contradictions, its own discontents that have remained unresolved.
Nuisance, Lele.
Now, so the way they do their actual job quietly. That's how they put all these thoughts in your head. Okay? Oh, some people on social media are saying they are going to put rage. No government should sit back when they hear rage. The same way they said the reason why Sowore should be killed or jailed was because it's hashtag revolution now. Is treasonable felony. And people like Apati and some of their media houses did the actual job by putting it, repeating it. They have all the print media using the same word. Nobody will say revolution. How can you say revolution? There's a elected government. Do you want to overthrow him? You are asking people to go and remove Buhari. Revolution now, about something like that. So they wanted, they mobilized people in northern Nigeria, young people, okay, to attack Sowore and get him killed. Even some police officers became like personal enemies of Sowore. Like they have personal hatred. They were supposed to be police officers, but they were looking for opportunity that if they get him, they go kill him. DSS, they beat him inside court. That's how much they hated him. Because of the word hashtag revolution now. And people like Akpati, that's how they now incite people against you. Validate the campaign of terror of the government. Then they will later come back and say, no government will look away and justify any of that name. So you, somehow, you are seated there, and because you are not conscious enough or so, you begin to agree with him. And then you begin to have people that will begin to say, see me, I support the protest too. For good governance, we need to do it. But I don't like the word rage. Because listen, we all know that Nigeria, we have anybody that is using rage. I mean, I see how people are talking on social media. They are saying that they are going to do this, they are going to do that, and nobody will. So, they are actually going to unleash violence on you because some people are saying they are going to do violence on social media. Not because you are actually carrying out any act of violence. So, media personalities like that, it is their job to plant those thoughts in your subconscious minds, and you will never suspect anything. When they say no government is going to look away and allow something, no government is saying, but meanwhile, their constitution says you can protest and you don't need police permission. But they gave it their own interpretation. No government is going to look away. See what they did. See what they did that. See what, because there will never be any probe when people are killed. But people are now saying that if you kill us, we'll go mark your face. your family go feel waiting the family of the person where you kill. They go feel am. And those words are now being used as a means of telling everybody, they want to come. Oh, they say if they are killed, they will kill the family. Which kind of thing be that? We must not let them do it. Oh, even if your law says you are allowed to do it and nobody should stop you, you do not. There is a court ruling that says you can. You know, you don't need police permission. The only thing you need is police protection. They should just be there and guide you and protect you while you do your thing, right? But they will say, no. They said they will keep police. They said they will bomb police station. They will say, yeah. Sure, you get. Because they know if they actually launched a probe. They did launch a probe to the last protest, the NSAS protest. And guess who was indicted? Who were indicted? Nigeria government, Nigerian army, Nigeria police, Lagos state government. These were people indicted. When this panel released their indictment, they close them, sharp. Say, investigation don't finish. People responsible for the violence of 2020, there are panel reports with the wicked that orchestrated the killings in Rivers State. There is report. Do you get that now? There are reports of those they killed. Uguayin that perpetrated the killings in Enugu. Ikpeazu that perpetrated the killings in Abia. All these places that they killed people away, far away from Lekki in Lagos. There are reports on them. But guess who were indicted? The people that is accusing you of, you burn down the country, you burn down this or that. They were those indicted. None of the protesters were indicted of anything. To the point that for where the panel sat, they awarded compensation, which is damages, compensation to the victims of NSAS. But the same people are turning around and saying, you want to come and burn our country. And you, who is a mumu, naturally, you get a born mumu, come be part of APC. You are parroting that. And I can feel the fear too, right? This guy made a video about this, and in their language, I hope he communicates. Brilliant. Please listen.
Nigerian youths, whether to protest or not to protest and so on. My fellow Nigerians, you see this video, so make una help me share them or whether tag influential people will get platform, make them see. You see this issue of protest for Nigeria, so some people say they go join, some say they no go join. No worry. Everybody for Nigeria go later protest. Whether either you protest individually or collectively. But not be that one carry me come so. The matter where carry me come right now, now this case of protest now, whether they plan, whether they want protest against this or that. I want make una listen to me, my fellow Nigerians. See, I'm not too sabi buko, but I get some God-given wisdom, and I want you to listen to my advice. Nigerians, please do not let an old flame burn us twice. Listen, my fellow Nigerian youth. Anger is not a plan, no. Say you dey vex for government, no be strategy. To move from anger to protest without a strategy is dangerous. Do not forget, say this government or corrupt system where we dey try to change for better country, so where everybody they struggle make it better. This system is a sophisticatedly corrupt system that has been in place for more than 60 years. To fix it, you need wisdom and a strategy. What am I trying to say, my fellow Nigerians? Any protest for Nigeria today will not have to do with electoral reform. How to fix INEC, my dear people of God, is a waste of our collective time. Do not deceive yourself. As long as you fail to fix elections in a democracy, you fail to fix the electoral system, believe me, before God and man, you will continue to protest. How many years of our life we won't use the protest? I talk during NSAS period, but you know I no be celebrity, I'm not an influencer. But nobody take me serious. Day one NSAS, day two NSAS. Government say we have ended SARS, but we have opened SWAT. What are you still doing on the road? At the end, waiting happened with police brutality today. Do not forget, say by the time you don't protest for SARS, you go protest for EFCC brutality, DSS, NSCDC, Army, Custom, all of that. My dear people, which one day easier? To End protest to end SARS or to get an electoral reform that will fix the entire law enforcement system. Which one is better? I tell God, Beguna, this one where they talk, say they want to protest against ending bad governance, low, high cost of living, inflation. It does not seem like we are using wisdom. Oh. You they protest to end bad government from bad government hand. Who won't do them? All this one where you go here now washing and setting, we will lower cost of inflation. We go do this at the end. Nothing strategic will be achieved. I beg you in the name of whatever you hold sacred. What makes democracy strong are strong institutions, beginning with a strong electoral system. If you fail to fix electoral system and you are trying to build an economy, you are trying to build something on an illegality. After all, ask yourself the question, the bad government where you want make the end. So, what is the system that produces this bad government? You must pay attention and fix that system. Once the most important right in a democracy is your right to vote in a free, fair, and credible manner. That is why I am telling you that this is my submission. This movement not be protest of people against government. No, don't make it about that. It is a protest of Nigerians for a better government and a better nation, beginning with electoral reform. It is not we against anybody. That is why it should be occupying the National Assembly to send a message and visit the Senate and House of Reps. Senate President, we don't come to visit you, we camp here. If you were able to pass new national anthem in 2 days, you should be able to do electoral bill in 2 weeks. We go camp with you here. We have electoral experts, what do they call them? Human rights lawyers and constitutional experts, all of them, to look into the electoral law. Number one, the current INEC chairman must leave. Number two, ensure that electronic transmission of results become compulsory in the Electoral Act. Let Nigerian youth build the INEC server that will be used to transmit results with the back-end system, to man it, to set up an independent panel, whether it will consist of civil society, non-governmental organizations, Nigerian youth, traditional leaders, religious institutions, whatever, to supervise the electronic transmission of results and bring transparency into the entire electoral process, to unbundle INEC and do not make it a tool in the hands of desperate politicians. Anything other than that is an exercise in futility. After all, the bad economy where they talk, so what is the cause of a bad economy? Corruption. What is corruption in Nigeria? 60% of Nigeria's corruption is administrative. Inflation of government contract, budget padding, stealing and criminality in government through so-called procurement. Who won't fix them? For you to fight corruption, you need a strong, independent, and efficient legislative arm of government. You need an independent judiciary. You need an efficient working law enforcement. My dear fans, will not they play? They play, my fans. I tell God, beg you. It has to be electoral reforms. If you fix Nigerian elections today, you have solved 50% of the problem. So it is not we against government. It is everybody together, including government. Shebi the president say he's a Democrat. During June 12, you go see them, they give Democracy Day speech, they talk. I be Democrats, no con like free and fair election again. I be Senate President, you don't like free and fair election. Do you have problem with free and fair election? I be the way that they beat people, they shoot during election. Una like them so. No, if you like them, we will not like them like that again. Let the majority of the citizens insist on a process to vote for their leaders in a free, fair, and credible and peaceful manner. If the government decides they want lower cost of living, the Lord be with him. If you want fight inflation, salam alaikum. If you want to do a minimum wage or maximum wage, the Lord be with you. If you fail to do it, give me an opportunity to get a leader in that will come and fix it for me. You must pay attention in a democracy to the system that produces this organ harvesters kind of leadership. The problem of Nigeria today be like person where get internal bleeding for brain. Quack doctor where they manage the economy. They tie bandage for the head, they tie them, they pour GV. If they bleed inside, you lack the capacity to fix it. Give Nigerians the opportunity to get competent leadership. You too, you feel be leader now. Abi, you not know say Nigerians get capable people. Let that system be put in place. Leave all this one of reform, this reform. If you know what reform self, don't worry.
There must be mass action. There must be mass action. I continue to say people must come out to the streets. You see, one thing about Nigeria is the moment they see the police and the army, they run away. And that's because most of the people who come out actually are not poor people. They are rich men or rich men's children who want to enjoy themselves. The day the poor hit the street, then all of us will be on the run.
All of you will be on the run?
Including you, you're already on the run, so you're in America here.
Yeah, you're right. But seriously, are there times that when the elites, the people in political power in Nigeria, the rich people, which you all meet all the time, are there times that you're afraid that one day the poor could actually come out?
No, I don't know about others, but me, I do.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I believe that one day, if we're not careful, in fact, what we're doing, if you ask me, is not revolutionary. What we're doing, the 7 of us and the rest governors who support us, is to save the ruling class from themselves. Because actually, the way we are going to self-destruct. Or the way we're going, people will rise up one day and come after us.
Do you think other people are worried about that?
No, I don't know. I've never had that discussion. I know people are worried about the way the country is going. But I don't know whether they are worried to the point that there could be a revolution by the poor. Yeah. Nobody knew that what happened in Tunisia would happen because Tunisia was a police state. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
But it took the burning of one person.
Self-immolation.
Yes. That got Tunisia to where it is now. People will say, oh, Nigeria. Just like they say, no, but Nigerians can't kill themselves. Yeah. And today we are witnessing. There must
Atare your kuti. See, I use that just to kind of, give you a context to what that guy was saying. His idea is brilliant. Nobody's going to do electoral reform when they actually intentionally put in place a rigged electoral system that benefits them and ensure that they continue to control power. You don't ask them to make law or make bills, make this, make that. What you ask for is to uproot the entire system. It starts with the Constitution. So they are never, like I said, what you're asking them to do, they can't do them. You're asking them to take rope and hang themselves. They will become nothing. And they don't want that. So you would have to force it. And because they don't want you to force it, right? They decided to gaslight you and tell you that there is other way, dialogue. Dialogue, if see one of them on channels this evening.
Inflation and food inflation. Those are two issues because if I take you to any other of those, we don't have the time to be able to espouse on those issues. Let me take you to Bola Tinubu assuming office in May 29, 2023. You know what the figure is. You remember?
I do. That's the figure. You are national television.
Yes, inflation is about 22% or 23% before the president got into office. Inflation, as of now, it grew to about 33.95%.
Yes.
So how do you explain that?
I expect you to also tell us at what point did inflation get to 33.4%? And what has been the flow of inflation in the past, 4 or 5 months? You can't just pick up a figure and just throw it a question
because you had said that we should stay on the facts and the figures. Course. And that's what we're saying. And I'm asking you a straightjacket question, yes. Senator. The inflation rate was just a little above 20%. And now is over 33%.
I don't agree with that statistics.
So what is your own statistics?
I don't know, but I don't know.
But if you don't know, why are you disagreeing? I'm telling you facts. I'm on national television.
What is your source of inflation? You can't just
It is the MBS. MBS whose salaries are being paid by the government.
Of course. MBS did not give you.
So you do not agree also that the inflation rate has risen dramatically from a year ago up until now?
I didn't agree. I know there are inflation challenges, but it's not up to that level.
Up to 33%?
Yes.
What is the present inflation rate, Senator, if you don't agree?
I don't agree.
You were a lawyer, and I imagine that since you have given the parameters upon which we need to have this conversation, and I'm giving to you. So if you look at it, the Nigerian inflation figure, look at it. March 2024, 33%. May 2023, 22.41%, Senator. Look at food inflation. Food inflation In March 2024, 40.01%. May 2023, 24%. Those are the figures right there. NBS figures.
I don't agree with.
So what do you agree?
I also know.
That is the figure.
I only know for now that yes, there are inflationary challenges, and that as a government we are tackling those inflationary challenges.
So if you do not agree with these figures, which are released officially by
you said so. You said so. That they are
I did not.
officially.
These are the figures, official figures, Senator.
I don't have access to your
So,
source.
do you have access to the price of yam, rice, tomatoes in the market? Do you have access to those?
Per ton or per tubers?
But whatever. I mean, per Congo, like your people in Osun State will call it.
Yes.
Do you have access to it? Is it more expensive than
Of course, it's expensive. I'm not doubting.
So why are you trying to hide under one finger?
I'm not hiding.
It's unfair to Nigerians when you are disagreeing with figures that are officially quoted by the NBC.
I don't agree with you. I've not seen it on NBC. I'm just telling you.
So you don't read the papers, or what exactly is the problem?
How can you say I don't read papers?
So why don't you agree?
I don't agree.
Figures?
If you read please, what I'm telling you is that your figure, I don't agree with
it's
it.
Not my figure. It's the official figure, and I'm telling you.
It's your figure. You put it here. I don't. You have
Senator, this is going to offend the sensibilities of an average Nigerian. When you,
I cannot admit to what I do.
The government of the day are the ones producing these figures, Senator.
I say
not channel television.
I said I'm agreeable. Get my point. I'm agreeable that inflationary challenges, but I don't agree with that figure that you have quoted.
Do you imagine that there seems to be some kind of failure in the manner of handling of the economy by this government?
I don't agree. And that's why I'm telling you that.
But why are things worsening, Senator?
These are challenging. I must tell you that. Things are challenging. It's different from things are getting worse. And I told you when I was talking, we know there are challenges in the area of food security. And I've told you that one of the cardinal things that this administration is doing is to address the challenges in food security. We are putting a lot of effort in releasing food, even from reserves, into the market. That shows that we know there is a challenge. But that's different from pigeon-only me to a figure that I did not see before I come here. I cannot, on national television, admit to what I did not see. It's your say-so.
So, I mean, agree that there are efforts. Anyone can jump on the
nuisance, Lele.
Those are the clowns. Eh? There's somebody who actually sit on a national TV, a senator. He was there to come and discuss economy. Okay? They invited a senator to come and discuss Tinubunomics. But he was there just to come and roll out figures. We are doing a lot. We are doing so much to make sure that we manage it. Okay, tell us what you are doing. And what are you managing? I don't have the figure, but I disagree with your figure. Look at the government figure. This is government official figure. This is which is a lie. Okay, food inflation